The materials provided by BAC is very comprehensive, and the lecturers here are very good, and they always come prepared for lectures.
I remember Mr. Joseph. He even waited until we finished our paper and asked us how was the paper and don't be nervous and focus on the next paper. I'm really grateful to have such a good lecturer.
So BAC's CLP program was very well structured for me. I think that the syllabus was framed in a clear and concise manner, so we always know what to look out for in the coming months or coming days. And the study materials and notes which were given to us were all very helpful as well, especially the charts. And lecturers always tell you what to look out for, and so they always prepare you for one step ahead. And other than that, I think the revision classes especially, they were very crucial in giving students, including myself, a final big push before the examinations. So those were very helpful.
Yes, definitely. BAC has provided us with good lecturers, good and comprehensive notes, as well as good facilities. For example, 24 hours library, which is very accommodating to all of us students in BAC.
Yes, I think the study material provided by BAC is very useful for me in preparing the exam. They provide us pre-revision study material and also the study material for revisions. I think it's a good way for the student to study the exam by studying both pre-revision and for revisions, and then it's a good way for the student to comprehend the substance of each subject matter very well.
There are a lot of perspective from it. So the first one is that they provide a lot of notes for us. Their lecture notes are very comprehensive. Secondly is the resources they have provided us, such as the online resources, LexisNexis, Westlaw, and also their libraries. And thirdly is also the classes. So BAC arranged a lot of revision classes for us to equip us for the CLP examinations.
Yeah, of course. The materials provided by BAC is very comprehensive, and the lecturers here are very good, and they always come prepared for lectures.
All in all, I would say that BAC lecturers are all very knowledgeable and they are very committed. I think this can be seen such as Mr. Sukdev in the CLP course teaching civil procedure. So there are days where he just conducted revision classes without even needing a book, which shows how knowledgeable he is. And lecturers such as Ms. Amrita and Mr. Joseph in the CLP program, they are very committed to the craft of teaching. They are very passionate, and this can be seen by Mr. Joseph actually going to the CLP hall on each day of the examination. At 6 AM he will be there, so he will assist the students. I think things like these are what makes BAC lecturers stand out.
The lecturers here in BAC are very dedicated and friendly. We can even text or call them anytime if you have any questions. I would like to thank Mr. Joseph, Mr. Rajasingham and Mr. Sudif for being so helpful during our CLP examination period. I remember Mr. Joseph, he will give us extra classes, going around the library asking us if we have any questions. He will even go to the extent of going to CLP examinations venue in the morning, telling us not to be nervous, do our best, and he even waited until we finished our paper and asked us how was the paper and don't be nervous and focus on the next paper. I'm really grateful to have such a good lecturer.
Okay, I like Mr. Sudev who teach us civil procedure in CLP very much, because I find that the material he provided for the classes is very useful for preparing the exam, and also the substance of his revisions class is very useful for us to tackle every kind of questions in our exam. So basically I have never skipped any classes of him before for his revisions class.
So from what I understand, all of them are senior lecturers and very experienced practicing lawyers. So for example, Mr. Sudev, his approach is very practical and structured, so it makes me easier to prepare my answer for civil procedures.
They are really good. The tutorials and lectures are really interactive. They actually encourage us to ask questions and voice out our comments when we have doubts, so that to make sure we understand the syllabus. Like Miss Amrita, she always come prepared and she can answer all the questions posed by the students. And also CLP, in CLP classes, the lecturers actually don't just prepare us for exams, they actually prepare us towards our career as a whole.
Well, I believe that the law is ever-changing and has to be ever-changing to keep pace with society. Hence, reading law has given me this opportunity to be at the forefront of society to firstly, ensure that the rule of law is always upheld, and secondly, to ensure that we bring about positive changes in the law to ensure that the current law reflects societal needs. And secondly, reading law has also given me a platform to be a voice of the people. And this is especially important when it comes to advocating for people in need. And lastly, reading law has given me transferable skills such as looking things objectively from different perspectives, and also to formulate convincing and rational arguments, be it in daily conversations or in the courtrooms.
Law has taught me how to be more confident and improve my analytical skill. It also teaches me what my legal rights are if I encounter any legal dispute. And a lot of people think that law is about memorizing, but for me it's about understanding the law, legal principle, because law is always evolving. So we have to think from different perspectives.
Before reading law, my life is very straightforward, like black is black, white is white. But after reading law, I find that there is no certain answer for every questions. Everything is can be arguable. So after reading law, I feel that the way I look at things is very different.
So it gives me the ability to see things differently, to think it different way, and also have a better understanding of the law as to how it regulates the society.
It gives me an objective mindset. I'm more able to view things from different perspectives. It also builds up my responsibility. I learn to back up my statement and also the decisions I make.
I would want to firstly complete my pupillage successfully, and during the first few years of practice, of course, to learn as much as I can, because the learning curve is very steep during these few years. As they always say, the first few years in practice are always the toughest. And after that, I believe eventually I will find out where my expertise lies in, and after that we shall see how it goes.
Currently I'm still doing my pupillage, so hopefully in the future I would like to do corporate or litigation, and if I have the opportunity, I would like to pursue my master's.
Okay, I am now doing my chambering, and then after finish my chambering, I wish to practice as a litigator. I choose litigations because I find that litigation is more challenging for me. So I feel that litigation is a very good starting point for any person who want to start to practice.
So my plan is that I will stay in practice for a couple of years, and then maybe afterwards I will become an in-house counsel.
I'll just go with the flow. I'll complete my pupillage and hopefully stays in the practice.